They say your home is your castle, right? But that night, my castle turned into a locked coffin. And the key wasn't in my hand. It was in the hands of someone smiling at me while he planned exactly how to end me. Have you ever thought that being too nice could be the very thing that hangs you? Let me tell you what happened when I decided to be kind to the absolute wrong person. It was spring break 2020, and the world was eerily quiet. Silence wrapped around our remote neighborhood, and the darkness was creeping toward my house like a living thing. I was 15, just chilling by myself while my family was away. Then, the ringing of my phone shattered that graveyard silence. It was Kyle, an old schoolmate I barely even talked to anymore. His voice was shaking, he was panting like something was hunting him down. He sounded completely off when he said, "Hey, I need a favor I'll never forget for as long as I live." When I asked him what was up, he dropped the weirdest request ever. He wanted me to let his friend stay at my place for the night. Of course, I said no way. I was thinking, who is this psycho even asking for something like that? But he kept pushing, sounding desperate, and started explaining himself. Leo just needs a place to crash because his dad got into this huge stupid fight with him. He can't go home tonight. I'll give you whatever cash you want, just keep him there for one night. Please. I'm begging you. I felt this heavy knot in my stomach. Leo's reputation lately had been sketchy, to say the least. People were talking about his random outbursts and his weird rants about global conspiracies. But I was a dumb teenager, and I really wanted the cash to buy some clothes my mom refused to pay for. So, I said yes. When they pulled up, the dim porch light showed Kyle's face. He was pale as a ghost. He was dripping sweat even though it was freezing outside. He shoved Leo toward me and whispered something that made my skin crawl. "Please, don't do that thing again." Then he peeled out in his car, leaving nothing but dust and a heavy, suffocating silence. Leo stood there in front of me, his body stiff like a marble statue. He walked into the house with these slow, deliberate steps. Then he turned to me and asked in a raspy voice that sounded like grinding stones, "Are the doors here strong? Can they stop the evil spirits from escaping?" I tried to laugh it off to break the tension, but he didn't even blink. Suddenly, right in the middle of the hallway, he tilted his head back slowly. His eyes widened in a way that didn't look human. And then, he carved this massive smile across his face, from ear to ear. But his eyes were completely dead. He stayed like that, frozen and silent, for 2 whole minutes. My brain was screaming at me, "Run, you idiot, run." I made an excuse to go to the kitchen to make some tea, my hands shaking as I put the kettle on the stove. Then I heard the floorboards groan behind me. I spun around and saw Leo standing in the doorway, fingering the handle of the knife drawer. In a flash, like a snake striking, he whipped out a long chef's knife. He stared at the blade with this obsessed look in his eyes. I screamed, "Leo, put that back right now." He didn't listen. Instead, this choppy, broken laugh started bubbling up from his chest, sounding like shattering glass. And then, he lunged at me. The nightmare chase began. I bolted into the living room, jumping over sofas, with him right on my heels. His footsteps were heavy and rhythmic. He was hacking at the walls and doors with the knife as he ran, leaving these terrifying gashes in the wood. I tried to make a break for the stairs, but he cut me off. I scrambled back toward the kitchen, adrenaline burning through my veins like fire. The kettle had started to boil, letting out a high-pitched whistle that mixed with his insane laughter. As he reached out to grab a fistful of my hair, I grabbed the kettle with everything I had. I swung around and slammed the boiling water right onto his arm and chest. He let out this primal, animalistic scream that shook the walls. He dropped to his knees for a second, but his madness was stronger than the pain. He stood back up, his eyes literally glowing with rage. I grabbed a heavy cast-iron skillet and smashed it against his head. Then I sprinted for the cleaning closet. I turned around and saw him stumbling toward me, so I grabbed a bottle of chemical cleaner and sprayed it directly into his eyes. He fell back, screaming and clawing at his face. I took the chance and bolted for the laundry room door that led to the backyard. He was crawling after me in the hallway, leaving a trail of wreckage behind him. He was muttering, "I have to cleanse you. The sacrifice. The voices say you're the one." I reached the steel door, and by some miracle, I got outside and locked it just as his body slammed into it from the other side. The impact was so hard it nearly took the door off its hinges. I collapsed on the grass, sobbing and gasping for air, and dialed 911. The sound of his fists hitting the door sounded like bombs going off. The dispatcher told me not to move and not to go back inside no matter what. When the cops finally showed up, they found Leo banging his head against the locked door. He was singing this creepy, childish nursery rhyme over and over. It nearly drove me to the edge of my sanity. When they searched him, they found a neatly folded piece of paper in his pocket. It was a manifesto, a detailed plan on exactly how he was going to end my life. And my name was at the very top of a list of other people he planned to visit that night. It turns out Leo was suffering from a severe acute schizophrenic episode. And Kyle knew exactly how dangerous he was. Leo had threatened to kill Kyle's entire family if he didn't find him a place to stay. So Kyle threw me to the wolves just to save himself. To this day, I can't step into a kitchen in the dark. Every time I hear a kettle start to whistle, I look over my shoulder, terrified that I'll see that broken, ear-to-ear smile waiting for me at the door. The scar that never heals. Look, at the end of the day, the cops left, and Leo was locked away in some psych ward. But a part of me, that part never truly left that kitchen. I learned the hard way that the walls you build to keep yourself safe don't mean a thing if you're the one opening the door for the devil. Whether it's because you're being nice or you're just chasing a quick buck, it's not worth it. That twisted, broken smile wasn't just some crazy look on a sick dude's face. It was a bloody lesson. It taught me that danger doesn't always show up wearing a mask and holding a chainsaw. Sometimes, it shows up as a friend asking for a favor, or a classmate who just needs a place to crash. I made it out because of a tea kettle and a survival instinct I didn't even know I had. But what about you? Do you really trust the people around you? Are you 100% sure the person sitting next to you right now isn't hiding a list in their pocket, with your name at the top? The final advice. Trust your gut. So, here's my advice for you tonight, and trust me, this was written in tears and pure terror. Never let your good vibes override your gut feeling. If your chest tightens up around someone, or if the energy in the room just feels off, don't ignore it. Never. That's your survival instinct trying to keep you breathing. Make sure you lock your doors and bolt your windows before you hit the sack tonight. And seriously, don't open your heart or your home to people you don't truly know. Regret doesn't bring back your peace of mind once it's gone. Stay safe out there, and for real, stay vigilant. If this story gave you the chills, Do me a favor, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next nightmare. And drop a comment below. Have you ever had a gut feeling about someone that turned out to be right? I'll be down there reading your stories. Catch you in the next one, if you can sleep tonight. Peace.